What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're brought to you by the Rogue. You guys know me. You should know by now that I absolutely love the Rogue. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing a Rogue t-shirt right now. The Rogue is the best place in Jackson to pick up men's clothing. They have all the best lines from Duckhead, AG, Peter Millar, so many more. They have the best items for collegiate football teams such as Ole Miss and Mississippi State. So make sure to go shop at the Rogue, or you can order on their website and they will deliver it to your house, or you can do curbside delivery. We're also brought to you by Smoothie King. Smoothie King is the best place to get a smoothie. I get one just about every single day after my workout. Really fills me up. It's packed with a lot of protein, fruits. It's very tasty. I love them. And you can visit them at one of their 4 locations: Maywood Mart, County Line Road, Flowwood, or out in the Renaissance. Also, make sure to visit them on $5 Friday when some of their smoothies are only $5. And finally, we're brought to you by Kessler Prime. For over 20 years, the Kessler family has been offering the highest quality of steaks and seafood to its customers, and they will continue to be doing that for generations to come. So make sure to go visit the Kessler family at Kessler Prime in the Renaissance. My guest today, he's a 13-year-old in the upcoming industry of hip hop. He has over almost 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and almost 20,000 followers on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Prentiss.
All right, we're live. We are here with Prentiss. Prentiss, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing great.
Man, you these last couple months been pretty crazy for you.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, it's just like
So
it's
it
really
all
been.
started from when Barstool posted you on their Twitter page.
Mhm.
What was your reaction to that? Like just opening up and getting a notification saying that Barstool posted you. What was your reaction?
So the funniest thing is I didn't even know until my brother told me
Really?
because I
When did
wasn't I
like
wasn't
how long was
tagged
it
in
when
the
you found out?
Twitter. I think it was 30 minutes after. I
Dang.
think my brother was just scrolling through, found it.
And
Um,
immediately just blew up right after that.
and then they posted on Instagram the next day and tagged me, and that's when it went absolutely crazy. I think I got 8,000 plays in a day.
In a day? How much followers did you gain in like one day um after Barstool posting you?
I think it was like 3,000. Three,
Man,
two,
that's
three
more than I
thousand.
have on Instagram. That's more than I got. And like that's being like people send stuff to Barstool like every day, and
Yeah.
like some people don't get the honor of being put on Barstool, and you got put on. That's crazy. I mean, I
He I didn't even submit. Wayne Jetski, who works there, he also makes music. He just saw it and he thought it was good, so he posted it on Barstool.
and
But no,
where
I
did
didn't even submit.
where did he see it on? Or what did he see?
So on Twitter, I got reposted by this dude named Redville, and then Shrek Knows Rap. They're pretty into like more of the soul rap community, but they that's probably where Wayne Jetski found me from, and then after a week later, he posted me on Barstool.
What's soul rap? I've never heard of that before.
It's like indie, It's like Kendrick Lamar with more of a natural tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you like so how old? You're 13, 14?
Yeah, I turned 14 in 2 weeks.
Damn. And almost 20K on Instagram, almost 50K on Spotify.
Yeah, I'm so close.
That is
This
crazy.
I checked today, and yeah, this is the first day. So in the past month, which was like 30 days, I've had 100,000 streams.
Oh my God. And like how do you feel? Like what's your emotions going through all this? Like how are you feeling?
It's just like it's so surreal. Just everything new happening. Like I did not expect it to be this quick, this early into like my musical or just in my life in general. Like I didn't expect anything this big, but it's really cool.
And most kids like that are out like rapping like, and it's like this industry, it's really hard to get popular in.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
and all it takes is just a little bit of clout, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden you blow up. And you've been, and what made you like want to start? Like most kids like that I've talked to some kids that are, and like, Josh Powell,
Yeah.
like what made you want to get into the rap game? What made you want to start it?
Well, the funniest thing is a lot of people started like, oh, I'm gonna get a bunch of money, make music, I'm gonna get girls. Guys, that doesn't happen. I don't get any females. I'm sorry
Right.
to let y'all know. Maybe I'm just a glitch in the system. But no, but I started as like a joke, like a complete meme. Cause I was low key like I was making fun of the younger. I wasn't making fun of them, but like all the younger kids in the music. And this was like 2018, so I was just making joke rap, and I had some rhythm because I used to like make edits, like video edits.
Yeah.
So I just got better over time, and then I started taking it seriously. And yeah, and then probably like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I started taking it seriously.
And like, in these past 6 months, like as you started working, it's all of it, like and you've gotten pretty popular pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, when was that post on Barstool? Like what, a couple months
It
ago?
was about November, started November.
November? And it is January, and you just gone nowhere but up from there.
Yeah, I didn't really expect to go that much up. I expected to kind of fall off, but you know,
So like,
I
as you said you'll be turning 14.
yes,
So, and you're in
eighth grade, eighth grade.
eighth grade. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I know you're at school throughout most of the day, but like, how, like, when you're going into a process of like making a song or writing a song or making a beat or whatever, like how long is your process really, like, in doing and going into doing that?
Well, really, I think the best thing I do that a lot of people don't really do themselves is like, probably just limiting myself, only doing it when I want to,
Right.
not just forcing myself to make music into a studio. And if I can't come up with a melody within like 10 minutes or an idea, I'll just like take a break for the day. Maybe it might be a week break, it'd be a day break, might be a week. I've taken like a month off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I didn't
I've
have
done
a
that too.
complete passion. But when I have a passion, that work process is just super smooth. It's more of like it's it's more
Yeah.
therapeutical.
Yeah. And like, once you get that motivation to do it, like, then it's just like it pushes you more and more to like wanting to put out more music and wanting to get noticed more. Because like, you know, like, so everyone's got a goal. So like, what's your main goal right now in this process that you're going through?
My main goal is probably just to I want to hit 1 million streams for sure in this year, but also there's also a few artists I want to make a song with, like Aries, Breakins, Post Malone, those people.
Oh, I'm a big Post Malone guy. I love Post
Yeah, I
Malone.
love them.
And so and I remember when you first like started putting music out on SoundCloud, and you went by YDN at first.
It was Young Dino Nugget at first, and then I had to
Yeah.
shorten it.
And now you saying that, I can start to understand how you took it as a meme.
Yeah.
And there was one song on that EP. It was the EP, right?
It was like an album EP.
Yeah, there was one song on there that I listened to, and I really enjoyed it. I can't remember the name of it. It was like the most popular song on that album or the EP. I can't remember which one it was.
Was it Hellcat or
No,
Rockstar or
it was
something?
Rockstar. It was Rockstar.
Yeah. See, I've always had a melody. I've always had good melodies, good flow. It just takes me time to like improve my voice and improve being on beat and stuff. But I look back at that EP and like, yeah, this is terrible, but it
Yeah.
really made me who I am now.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
obviously the first like couple songs that you're gonna put out, like they're not gonna be as good. Like if you
Mhm.
go back and watch like my first like 2 podcasts that I did, they were not good at all. Like
Exactly.
I wasn't prepared properly, and um like I was a little nervous too, because like I knew that there was gonna be like the first episode that I put out is almost at like 700 views right now, and like I knew that so many people are gonna be watching that, and so I was so like so afraid to mess up and whatever. But you know, you're not, obviously the first like and I can tell like from listening to your old stuff into listening to it now. As a matter of fact, Chocolate and October are both on my playlist on my phone.
That's so cool. I've heard people that are like that have it on their playlist, and it's like so many people at my school have it on their playlist. Like actually,
Yeah, and like as I was saying, like your music has definitely improved, and you can probably tell that too, just from
definitely.
like your studio setup is probably 100 times better than what it was when you first started.
See, yeah, that's what I always tell people. Like, you gotta start small if you make music,
Yeah,
because you'll get better as your equipment gets better.
yeah,
So if you're going ahead and buying all this fancy equipment, like even my studio right now is like, people buy this for like a starter studio that never made music before.
yeah,
Um, but like I started Apple earbuds, phone, GarageBand.
yeah,
So where a lot of people start.
yeah,
I went from there. Once I started getting more of a passion for it, got a computer, I got a Blue Yeti mic. And once I started like making money off of like features and stuff, I just kept upgrading the setup and stuff.
yeah,
And I'm continuing to upgrade the setup. Yeah.
yeah.
While my music gets
That's
better.
like when I first started doing this podcast, I had no equipment whatsoever. I mean, I had no mics, no stands, no cables, Zoom kits. I mean, I had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And but I was thankful for my high school. I went to Madison Central. They have a department where they have like just so much of this equipment. Like Shure, SHURE, those microphones.
Yes.
Those are like the highest quality of like podcast microphones. Like they're like $400 a piece.
I'm considering getting one for my music actually.
Oh, I got one. I bought one. They're unbelievable. I'm like and if you like the first 2 podcasts that I did, um, I'd use those microphones, and I mean just the sound quality. I mean, and that's what like everybody uses is those
Mm-hmm.
Shure microphones. Like,
Joe Rogan
yeah.
uses it.
Oh yeah. And
That's just an industry standard.
yeah, um and now and then I've been doing Zoom like how we're doing right now. I've been doing that the past couple episodes that I've done. And like yeah, like you said, you've got to start somewhere. Like you can't get like thousands of dollars worth of equipment right off the start. You got to work your way up. Like with me making money doing this is like just with sponsors. Like I've been going out and getting like trying to get sponsors to to help me so I can afford to get equipment. Like I see you're wearing a Rogue sweatshirt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it for free.
Yeah, that's family over there at the Rogue. They're family. I mean, not really,
I
but
love the Rogue.
my mom used to work there, and I got to know that whole working staff so well. Like Luke Abney, he's a really good friend of mine, and
Yeah.
um, but yeah, just like building up like sponsors and getting views, because I think when you're uploading videos on YouTube, I think you have to get up to I think 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 watch hours in order to even get.
I've I didn't even hit that milestone like at all. Like
You
I'm
have
not
like
even
I
close to
checked
that
your
milestone.
YouTube. You have like 1.1. Well, how many subscribers do you have on YouTube?
It's 1.2 thousand, but like my watch hours are down because like all my views came from a music video. So it's
Yeah.
you know.
And you got a new music video coming out, right? Is it tomorrow you're releasing that new music
Yeah,
video?
tomorrow. Tomorrow's the premiere for
I
it.
saw the here, I'm gonna share my screen so I can show people. How do I share? Oh, there it is. Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So I'm on your Instagram right now. So
Mhm.
I got 9 posts, almost. I didn't follow. I'm going to follow you real quick. And so this picture right here, you're obviously in a studio.
Mhm.
So, where we come from, recording studios aren't, there's not many around.
That's Pearl right there. I went there with Josh.
Oh, really?
And we recorded one song there, and it was real. The engineer was super cool.
Where is
But
it?
I like recording my stuff at home. It's actually not in Pearl. It's in. Dang, I don't remember the city. It's a weird Indian named city. You know, the Mississippi ones.
Yeah.
But
And like, so here's for people who are going to watch this, here's a little snippet. There we go. This is pretty cool. I know Aiden filmed this. Damn, I like that. That is catchy.
that's produced by me too. I
Oh,
had a little
really?
bit of help with the
You
drum
produced
patterns,
that?
but yeah.
Um, so your process of like going into like making beats and like how long does it like? 'Cause sometimes like I've listened to people like very very successful rappers. They're like, yeah, it takes me like 5 minutes to write a song.
It really, it does. I think the hardest part of writing a song is just coming up with the idea.
Yeah,
Then you just gotta write around that, and then I'm zooming after that. Like once I have the idea down, I'm zooming. But I always I'm getting into touching up on my music. So
yeah,
I'll spend 30 minutes on just one touch up because I'm
yeah,
just attention to detail. Since I don't even go to a studio, so like I can do this all. I can like I don't even have to go to a studio to change something I don't like in the song.
yeah.
So
And like I know, man, I used to when I was in like ninth grade probably. I actually thought about doing music.
mhm.
Um, I got a buddy of mine who, when we're done, I'll give you his information. He made a lot of beats for me, and they're really good. I think you'd like them.
Mhm.
Um, like, I wrote a couple of hooks. I mean, but it just wasn't really my thing. I just wanted to give it a try, but um, like I said, like you were saying earlier, lack of motivation. That's one thing that I had when it came to
Mhm.
doing this. Like um, my dad's in a band. Uh,
Mhm.
so last year, no, it wasn't. It was like a couple years ago. Did you ever go to Prep Fest?
I've no yeah. I don't think so.
So they had two bands that performed. Luke Runnels and his
Mhm.
band performed. Then my dad's band. He's been in the same band since he was in high school. Um, my dad's a lead singer. He and his band performed at Dueling Hall,
Oh
um,
yeah.
like a little bit before the pandemic hit. I want to say, oh wait, actually it was about a couple like it was early January of
Mhm.
last year, when he first performed, and obviously right now with COVID and stuff, you can't really do any shows or anything.
Mhm.
But I mean, I bet you would really like to do that, like get on stage and perform.
That yeah. I likes the stage. I don't mind it, but I would definitely love to perform, and I have some opportunities for me when the pandemic ends
Oh,
to
to
perform in
perform.
different cities and stuff, which is really cool.
That is pretty. Yeah, and like for a kid your age, and all this stuff is just happening so fast. I mean, you gotta love it though.
I do love it, but I can kind of like, so yeah, obviously I love it, but
Yeah.
kids my age, this is gonna sound really self-centered, but I don't really care. A lot of kids my age just like do some stupid stuff like under the spotlight and stuff. That's why a lot of like labels and stuff don't want to give me spotlight at this age because they think I'll like do something stupid or something.
Yeah.
But I've kind of, so I was into editing when I was like 9.
Right.
So I was already kind of popular amongst a like group of people, so I kind of learned how it was and stuff. And I just kind of feel like any other person getting support just at like an earlier grade, I'd say.
Yeah. And so I mean, have you been in any contact with any labels yet or anything like that?
I've been in I've been in contact with like a lot of them, but
Are they like smaller? Are they like smaller labels? Like,
yeah, it ranges from small to big. I think one of the biggest ones was either like Warner or Capitol. Um,
and who are there?
but a lot of the small ones are like under big labels.
Yeah, I've heard of Capitol Records before. I'm trying to think who is signed, who works with them. I can't really. But yeah, and I want to talk about where you and I come from. This thing that you're doing doesn't really happen a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Like a kid your age who wants to do music and be successful with this music stuff, and you don't really hear that from a lot of people around here. And
Yeah, Jackson kind of feels like a cult, sometimes.
yeah, I can
Some
see.
points, they all kind of end up doing the same thing.
um
But yeah, it's different down here than it would be in like LA. Because LA you're competing with, but in LA you're competing like with like 12 kids at your school that also make music, and it
right.
gets weird.
Yeah.
You know.
But when you're coming up in this young stage, and before when you first started, or when you first started to take it seriously, were there people, obviously when you're coming up, there's obviously going to be people who are, they're going to doubt you. Like, how do you deal, if you ever had to, how do you deal with doubters and people like that who just want to do that kind of stuff?
Well, when people doubt me, I kind of, it's just because it's like I'm doing this for fun, I'm not like quitting my job or anything.
Right.
But I do feel like some of that doubt has just made me a better artist, just to like prove people wrong for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the biggest motivations for my music, because I'm super competitive, and
Right.
it's always cool. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think that dealing with that kind of stuff, like, just it's something that everyone's got to come through, especially when they're doing something like you're doing, or completely out of the norm in Jackson. Wanted to do music and eventually get out of Jackson. Obviously, you would probably want to do that.
Big plan.
Yeah,
Big plan.
big plan. Like, and that's a different mindset than anybody that I know, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, whatever, they want to be a doctor or a lawyer, whatever, that's what they want to do. And this is obviously what you want to do. And you want to put on a show for people. You want people to really listen to your music and really get to know you. And I admire that, that you're just, being different, and there's nothing wrong with being different. I mean, hell, I'm different. I'm doing a podcast. I don't know anybody that I know that does this.
Yeah.
So being different is, not necessarily a bad thing. And with you, with all this, getting, getting all these followers and getting all these streams, and you've got, and just it's awesome. I really admire that about you.
Yeah, it's weird, definitely down here for sure, but
Yeah,
it's fun. I have a lot of like people I talk to like online that do the same thing, so it's
yeah.
not super out of the norm for me.
So like how do you work on so what you were talking about, you said that sometimes you take weeks and months off when you just don't have any motivation, but like when you do and like when you're when you're on and when you're on the game, how long does it take you to write, record and all that stuff and get a song out?
Um, write, record, get a song. I would say it used to be like a day if I really needed a song out like that week or something.
Yeah.
Now I recorded a bunch of songs and I had some left over, and then I just kind of put on whatever song I like the most. And I think like usually the songs that I like the most, I make like probably in like a day or half a day.
So like October, that's the most streamed song on your Spotify right now, right?
It is
How many streams does it have?
about 106, 107,000.
And how many total streams do you have on your Spotify right now?
150, 27, about 177,000.
And honestly, if you keep keep putting out music, you'll definitely get to that 1 million. Most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so one thing that I've noticed about you when I check, I go on your social media, look at, and a lot of people make fun of you because your voice.
Yeah.
Because you got, obviously you're young and your voice hasn't really, deepened yet. Like, how do you cope with that?
I mean, that's just like it's gonna change in a year, you know? Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
it's not super outstanding outcome, and it's just kind of a it's just kind of natural just to see like someone younger, obviously notably younger. Just the more young features you have, the more like hateable you are.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like Justin Bieber, like Baby kind of slapped on the low. It was a
Yeah.
slapper.
Oh yeah.
It was a slapper. That
Yeah.
got 9 million dislikes.
Did it really?
Yeah, I think it's just natural, like you know, just for people to be like, just not like
It just doesn't
littler
sound.
kids like doing better. It's more, yeah,
And he was around your age when he first started,
he was.
and now he's like one of the biggest stars in the world, which is crazy. Um, but talk about when you. All right, hold on. So when you are like, and how much equipment like studio like, what's like a full studio setup that you have?
I have two studio monitors, which are like speakers. I have my MacBook. I have a Scarlett interface, and I have this AT 2020 mic. It was about $100. I have a
Yeah,
Chaotica eyeball over it.
yeah,
They fit too.
I've seen those. I actually, when I was first looking into buying equipment, I saw those mics, but I went all out and bought a Shure mic. That's $400. I'm not going to get back.
Sure is literally like this and this combined, just
Yeah.
smaller. And this combined is like $350 anyway. I got sent the eyeball for free, but yeah, it's like 300. Like the Sure is probably a better option.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't used it yet, mine that I bought, but I mean, I've used them before, and just the quality on those mics are just they're top notch. I mean, you get what you pay for, basically. I mean,
Exactly.
you pay if you want to pay for top high quality equipment, then you're going to get high quality equipment.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, it's obviously, you got to start with the low expensive stuff like the mics that aren't going to sound the best. But I mean, how much you say you paid? How much you say you paid for that mic?
100.
And then the sound and what songs have you recorded on that mic?
October, Chocolate, all my unreleased.
And all those, and you're in your room too.
Yeah, have you heard the song Rock With It?
Yeah, yeah.
That was recorded on my Blue Yeti
Oh,
with like
really?
no interface or
Yeah.
anything, and it peaks so bad. It was impossible to mix. Like that, it like you can. It's distorted, but
So, who would you say like, you know, when you're a young artist, you know, everyone's got an inspiration. Like, who would you say that really inspired you to, you know, really want to get into this industry?
obviously it started with Juice World. I've always been heavily into his music. I've recently started getting out because his fan base is kind of like a cult, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously, there, you know, he couldn't control it. Rest in peace. But like, it's just everyone after he passed, like everyone just started copying his sound, and it's like it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to listen to now. I know, like if people adjusted his sound while he was alive, he would have adjusted his sound and just been
Yeah.
just as big. But I think artists that kind of broke away from that sound that I like are like the Kid Leroy,
Oh, yeah,
Ian
he's
Dior.
my favorites right now.
Yeah, Breakins is like more hyper pop. He's really underrated. Um, Post Malone, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, just a bunch of those type of artists that kind of created their own lane within like the Juice WRLD type of sound.
Dude, when I woke up on that morning and everyone was telling me that Juice WRLD died, man, that was something that I didn't want to believe. That was unbelievable. I can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah, I mean that happened like because he had a seizure and then he died. So it was like I
And
think this
do you think
seizure is like
some yeah, that and he had a lot of drugs in his system too.
that was like he literally popped like 30 pills because the police were on him.
Yeah. And like have you heard, I'm sure you've heard like all the conspiracy theories about people saying that he's still alive and all that stuff. I don't understand why people end up making those kind of rumors.
It's a terrible rumor. But the thing is like I'm sure it's happened with someone. Obviously, someone like Juice WRLD. There's no you in those situations. You just have to have a motive to fake your own death. Like Juice WRLD, literally, it would have been worse for him to fake his own death
Yeah.
because like 2 years from now, just because everyone's copying his sound, it's just gonna fall out. And he's still gonna be respected, but obviously he's not gonna be on like billboards and stuff, and you know they're gonna be
Yeah.
releasing like scraps, like what they do with X.
Yeah.
So like the idea of like dying, faking a death just to get some streams or something is not something I'd see in the music industry. I would see it if it's like one of like an older artist that like trying to get out of a label deal or something.
Yeah.
But Juice WRLD,
Yeah.
there's just like literally no motive.
Yeah. I can see that about the whole label thing. I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. It's bad. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
I never really understood like how, I mean, once you sign a label, it's almost like you can't really control your own music anymore.
Well, see, that's really a big thing with me. Like, I'm gonna make sure I can control my own music, and really, I'm fine. I'm protected. I have a good family. The kids are taking advantage of as like, hey, we can get you out of the hood. Just sign this deal. You know,
Yeah.
like we can change your life. Just sign this deal. Like, those are the kids that are getting taken advantage of.
Yeah. Like when stuff like that happens, like you got these young kids who come from an area that, you know, like Atlanta or, you know, just a rough area, and then, you know, the labels approach them and they offer them a lot of money, and that's the immediate reason why they take it. And then
Mm-hmm.
just the label, just they own, like, when as soon as they put their name to that contract, the label immediately owns you and owns the music.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I mean, obviously you got to have labels, so that's how all the artists get, make their money. But I feel like if they didn't, then I feel like that some of their music would be 10 times better than what it actually was.
NLE Chop is like nearly independent. He's like,
Is he really?
yeah, that's why he was able to do all that, you know, spiritual stuff. But he came from a bad position in Memphis. I know him. I know a little bit about that Memphis scene, but he just played his cards right because his song was blowing up before a label reached to him.
And that was, I can't remember what song. Was it Shot of Flow? Was that the first
It
one?
was Shot of Flow, yeah.
Yeah. And he is very, very popular now.
Hmm.
I mean, and like, and that's the thing with like a lot of these, also a lot of people, a lot of reasons why a lot of people respect these artists is because of where they come from. Like, they come
Mm.
from rough areas, and like with you, it's a little bit different. Obviously you
That's why I'm never like in my music like faking anything because it's just
right.
like it's completely being transparent. I cannot stand the kids that are like faking, their entire lives. Like, bro, you live right next down the street from me in a $1.2 million house. Your dad is a lawyer who set up a trust fund for you about 5 years ago. You got your studio set up $3,000 for free. Like, that's okay unless you start faking, like,
You're talking about
faking
you
your
came
life.
from a rough area.
Yeah.
And like with you, you live in Eastover, which is wasn't, it's a nice neighborhood, but and like you said, you want to be real with your music, and I really,
And
you
like the one thing that my parents did that was like super smart and really helped me become like a better artist is like, um, they never really like got me a bunch of like stuff. So a bunch of my entire setup is just me like keep just me gaining over time, gaining money and setting up that studio, and that's really just kind of gave me a mini version of like life.
yeah. And another thing is like so your parents have always been have they been very supportive of you?
Yeah, recently. I didn't even really tell them that much before all this happened, but yeah.
Like like when you found out you were on Barstool, like if it were me, I would have been running up to my mother and saying, Mom, I'm on Barstool and I'm getting all these followers and stuff." Like when you like start to get like more noticed and more popular, how did your parents, how, and obviously, they were supportive, but how they take that?
They were like, "Oh, it's really cool. We'll start, getting involved more, but still have to do my grades and stuff, just normal as
Yeah,
any parent is."
yeah, that's the way it goes, but with you, that's good, because I feel like if your parents support you, then nothing really else matters about who does.
Mhm.
Like for me, when I told my mom that I was going to start doing this, I mean, she was so supportive, and my dad listens to all my family, listen to every single one, and like the support, like the more support you gain from from your friends and family, that just want to makes you keep doing it more. Like, and
Yeah.
that's how I am. I mean, the more support I get, the more I keep putting it out. And I've been struggling a little bit with putting out content.
Mhm.
That's not entirely my fault. It's my editor's fault. But Mentor's one of my best friends, and he's got a full-time job. So, I mean, he's
Yeah.
busy all the time. So, I don't disrespect him, and he's making a lot of money doing his job. And if he doesn't have time for me,
Mhm.
then that's okay. It doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, it's fine.
But eventually I'm gonna have to. I gotta teach myself. I was talking to my cousin last night, and he was telling me, he was like, I should just learn how to edit videos and stuff myself. So I'm gonna start to get into that. Just so I don't have to wait on him all the time doing it. But I mean, he's really good at what he does. I mean,
For sure.
He's in like the department I was telling you about in Madison Central. He's in that department. That's where he learned how to do all that stuff, and they do like short films and stuff, and he films for them and edits, and he's really good at what he does. And I wouldn't want to have anybody else edit it for me than him. But so Josh, he started doing the music before you did.
Yeah, way before.
I remember when Lil Powell was a thing.
Mhm.
Up All Night. I still have that song saved on my playlist.
Song's so good.
Yeah, I love it. Like I really like the
He
way.
hates it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he hates that song.
Why?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Well, Lil Powell and Ewop are two completely different artists, in my opinion.
They are, for
Like,
sure.
you go back and listen to a lot of Josh's old music, and they sound like the two sounds are completely different. I mean, they sound different.
I wouldn't even tell it was the same person.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, and y'all work together a lot.
Yeah, we work together a lot.
And what's he like? You know, in the studio. I've been around Josh a lot of times. I'm sure he likes.
I mean, he's the same way as me. He takes a little bit longer to write for sure. Definitely his attention to detail is really good. Like he helped me mix a lot of my songs. Just because he has like such a nice and he'll like keep redoing takes.
Yeah.
Until it's perfect.
So
we're like opposites, honestly.
Yeah.
But it works really well together in ways.
And when did y'all start? Like, how long have y'all known each other? And like, when did y'all start recording together? And
Probably like March of last year is when I met him. Started talking, but we started recording we recorded songs that we just like sent to each other. But we went to I went to his house the first time in like August.
Yeah.
To record something.
Yeah, and he's obviously very supportive of you as well. I mean, I see his comments on your Instagram, and just talking about how big all this stuff's going to be, and I'm really excited for your future. I'm really excited to see like what's in store for you and all that stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Prentiss, we got a little bit of time left. Do you want to show us anything before we sign off?
Yeah, I'll play you something. This is the song coming out. I guess when the video's out, it'll probably be out, but
you got an album coming out soon?
Maybe, possibly. But this is the single I have. We heard it a little bit. Heard it a little bit earlier. And this is the big secret I have. I'll go ahead and play it. Do you know when you're gonna have this video
out? Hopefully by tomorrow night. Hopefully by tomorrow night I'll have this up.
All right, I can't play anymore, but I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs.
Got to keep it a secret?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And when I stop recording, hang on for a little bit. I want to talk to you. All right, brother. Talk to you soon. Thank you.